there, you're listening to the Pursue Your Spark podcast. I'm your host and midlife warrior, Heike Yates. And on this show, we're talking about fitness, nutrition, and mindset strategies for women in midlife. Plus, our fierce guests on the show share their stories to help you reclaim your power to spark an authentic life. Welcome back to the Pursue Your Spark podcast. I'm your host, Heike Yates, and on this show, we empower women in midlife to take back their health and strength with simple fitness strategies. At the time of the recording, we are on week 3 of the coronavirus pandemic and have been quarantined for the past week or so, meaning that the only stores that are open are the grocery stores, the pharmacies, and the liquor stores. And since I live in Maryland, we were just ordered to only go outside to exercise. Otherwise, stay at home. So we're feeling probably just like you in your state or wherever you are in this part of the world, stuck at home and getting on each other's nerves perhaps, getting overwhelmed or feeling that like the whole world is turned into this huge chaos of uncertainty, and you feel stuck because you can't go about the things you like to do, and you think twice about doing something outside the home and managing stress inside the home, which clearly mounts. And one of those things is that sometimes we don't know when we're stressed. And I'm a good example. And just recently, this happened to me. I started having an all over body itch. And I thought, okay, I'm in menopause. It's dry skin. It's windy and cold outside, although we're having spring. Maybe that's the reason why I'm so itchy. And then I thought back into my past, and when I got divorced, I had the same feeling. My body broke out in hives and itches. And back then, I was just so occupied or preoccupied with going through the divorce that I never gave it a second thought of what it may be, and it finally went away. But this time, I realized what has happened is that I am stressed, even though I didn't notice that I was stressed. I was thinking, I'm fine, I'm happy, the sun is shining, I have an awesome husband, we have our respective spaces that we can work in so we don't have to sit on top of each other or share one room as an office space. But the stress got to me in form of itches and this feeling of feeling unsettled, feeling itchy also in things to do that I wanted to jump out of my own skin. And this is the feeling that many of you have, and you probably can't quite pinpoint what it is. And so today's episode is the 3 ways to create balance in your day when there is chaos. So based on my experience, I said, I have to share this with you guys and help you, give you strategies that help you just make sense of all this chaos and manage it as well as we can. And that's why the number one step or the number one way is step away. Step away from it all, meaning step away from the news. I am completely banned from the news. My husband, after I told him about my body itching, he said, no more news for you. So I stopped listening to the news, watching the news, or even scrolling through social media, which, as you know, if you're going on Facebook, like every 3rd post is about the coronavirus and a story from Corona and the death of Corona. And I know that many people are well-meaning, but this social media has become not fun social. And to me, Social is about having fun on social media, talking to my friends and people that I don't get to see, share stories and enlightening stories and happy things, and not only the doom and gloom. So I was literally banned from the news. Guess what? The itching stopped. Within a few days, this body itch stopped. So I want you to step away by, number one, listening to your body. Listen to what you may experience that's not usual. May it be that you overeat. May it be that you're raising your voice more often, that you're stomping around the house, that you're holding your breath. But I want you to take a moment or two or three and check in with how you feel several times a day. Start in the morning. How do you feel? Start after lunchtime. Where is your emotional state? What are you observing at this point? Are you just so stressed you could jump out of your skin because during lunch you listen to the news? Step away from the news. I don't mean that you should not know what's going on in the world, but step away from the sensationalism, from the overwhelming news, amount of news we're getting bombarded with when it comes to the pandemic. I want you to set hours for your social media. I am on social media a lot. I'm on Instagram and on Facebook and on YouTube. These are and of course I podcast, but podcasts usually are, the ones I listen to are for my business or business related topics. So I want you to think, okay, where you are in whatever social media is your favorite, limit the amount of time you're on it. You will feel so much better. And if you're not sure what to do with that empty time, maybe listen or read a book. If you have kids, go outside for a game, do something physical, but step away from the noise. Because here it's true, you only can control yourself. You can't control what others do. So I want you to put the focus on yourself and your actions, and not everybody else's action, that you get upset that this politician said that, or that you look out the window and your neighbor is not keeping the distance as they are required to do. You can't control that. And by getting involved emotionally with these things, like if you were to respond on a post on Facebook where this one person is just doing everything completely wrong and manages people wrong and is not taking care of their people, I just get excited. Not excited, but I get emotional just telling you this. Emotion, it rises my blood pressure, which is not good. So control what you can control and step away from what you cannot control. Also, I want you to think about what you can let go of. You can let go of what has been. Think about the things as they were about a month ago. A month ago, we had planned to go to Japan for my birthday this month. Yeah, April is my birthday month. But that is not happening, and we don't know when this is actually going to happen. But we had planned this awesome vacation. We had hotels booked, the flights were booked, we were ready to go. We had information where to eat and the sights to see, but this is no longer. So I need to let go of this plan for the time being and put myself in the here and now. So whatever you had planned for this year up till now, look at it, put it in perspective. Don't get upset about it and say, oh, I wish I had, and this is dumb that this virus happened, and beat yourself up that you should have gone earlier on a vacation or should have done a project sooner. It's in the past. Let it go. You may get to it again, or the plans just completely change. And then I want you to think about the today. Today, this week. What can you let go of this week? When you think about that, you're now no longer in an office, that you are now working from home on the kitchen table, that the kids running around, that the wife is wanting you to do some chores while you're at home because it feels almost like, the winter break or the snowstorm that we're sitting in. Put it in perspective. Lay out a plan. Think about what you need to do to take control of your day right now. And I spoke about working from home in episode 81. So I'm not going to go into this, but you can listen to episode 81 at staying at home and how to organize staying at home. But think about what you can control right now. Everything else needs to go. Going forward about the tomorrow. What is happening tomorrow? We're not sure. This can change in a heartbeat, a drop of a dime, as we say in English. Is you can't control what's happening tomorrow. You can make plans based on where you are right now and where our situation is right now, but don't plan too far ahead. But have some plans. Think of finishing projects, finishing or starting something new. I am taking a course right now. I've signed up for a course. I'm reading a new book that will help me to be a better writer. So I am planning ahead, but I can control that plan. It doesn't matter what happens to the coronavirus. I can still do my course because it's online. I can still work with my clients because it's online. And I can still read my book. So what are the things that you can do that you are in control of, but let go of the things you cannot control? So we're moving on to number 2, the second way to create a balance in your day when there's chaos. And that's creating mindfulness around your meals. Meals are so important right now. Don't underestimate the power of a nourishing meal. Most of our fridges and pantries are stocked. We go out every 10 days, one of us, 10 to 12 days, when we depleted our vegetables and fresh fruits and all these supplies to restock. Because we have, as you probably saw if you follow me on Instagram, we have plenty of spaghetti that my husband bought in one of his moments of that we need a lot of spaghetti to survive this pandemic. But think about that you have plenty of food, but what are you going to do with this food? I started cooking when I created the 4-week lean out program. And I tested all the recipes in there. And that got me into testing out more meals that even my children are in awe of. Mom, you made this kick-ass vegan meal? And I'm like, yep. And just a note aside, if you're looking for easy to follow, nourishing, quick, few simple ingredients, recipes, check out The Minimalist Baker. I'm a huge fan of her site and her recipes, and they're so, so delicious. So prepare meals that are nourishing, have the protein, have the healthy fats, and have the whole grains, the quinoas, the vegetables, the sweet potatoes in your meals that are nourishing and healthy. Appreciate your meal when you make it. Sitting down and appreciating the colors of your meal and the texture of the meal and the smell and the taste will surely lighten up your meal. And instead of sitting there being grumpy, thinking about whatever grumpy thoughts you may have, and just sit there and eat this amazing meal. And I said this before in my previous podcast, that if you're eating by yourself, why don't you Zoom call a friend or Facebook a friend or whatever you have methods of communicating online, and just have a meal together. We're planning tomorrow night a pick-up pizza and wine with our friends on Zoom. So that's the plan. be creative when it comes to that. You don't have to sit there. If you're living by yourself, you don't have to sit there lonesome and without entertainment, without company, without somebody to share this meal with. And it brings me to sharing this experience with your family. And that starts with cooking together. It doesn't mean that's only mom's or dad's job and the kids have to study. And now is the perfect time if your kid's excuse was, or explanation, that they have to go to their sports events and that they have to go and see their friends and they have to go to practices. This is no longer valid. So they're just as we are bored. Let him help you cook. Let him help you prepare meals. Even though they may be grumpy at first, but why not suggest that this is the meal we're cooking, or you pick one, all of you, and decide that this is what you're going to cook. And then you say, hey, which job do you want? None is not an option. So pick a job that you want to do, like cutting carrots, slicing carrots, peeling carrots, washing the salad, whatever it is you're making. Stirring the pot is a job too. Share this experience with your family because it will bring you closer to one another and it will connect you as a community of a family at home, sharing mindfulness around your meals. When it comes to eating, and I'm backtracking a little bit away from dinner to lunchtime. Don't go back to the old habit. If you've had that habit, sitting on your desk, eating and working, you deserve time off. You deserve to enjoy your meal, your sandwich, your salad, to whatever it is you're eating for lunch. And take time out, away from the desk, away from the electronics, and maybe look out the window and eat your delicious, healthy meal that you prepared. It's okay to take a half an hour and an hour for a meal prep and eating a meal without stress, without being preoccupied, but just mindfulness around the meals you're eating. And number 3 is exercise to balance stress. Exercise, do not underestimate the power exercise has. Plan it into your day. Don't leave it up to chance. Don't wait till whenever there is time or whenever the weather is better outside. But I want you to plan it in your day. And as I encouraged in my previous podcast, number 81, you should listen to this one too, guys, is that either at night you pre-plan your day, or I like to do this in the morning. And today, so here's how I plan my exercise in my day. So I usually get up, drink my tea, drink my fennel tea, go through emails, do about 2 hours of work, and then I worked with my client online. So I trained her, and right after that, I hit my weights. I picked up my dumbbells, and I had an awesome upper body workout. Just for 20 minutes. It was 25 minutes. I hit all the major muscle groups, listened to some music to really give me the feeling that this is my time. Oftentimes, I listen to podcasts when I work out. But with this change about being home, being constantly online, being constantly learning, I just wanted to have some tunes to work out. So I worked out for 25 minutes, just upper body weights. And today at 5 o'clock, I will bicycle for about 45 minutes. We have our bikes set up in the basement, my husband and I, and you may have seen those too on Instagram or on Facebook, that we have our little workout room set up downstairs. And that's where we're going to do our cardio. And then today we're grilling some chicken, and we have some grilled vegetables with it. So this is for dinner. So this is already pre-planned of what it is we're going to eat and when we exercise. And there is no buts about it. That means if I'm trying to keep going, then my husband will say, okay, I got the bike ready, I got the water bottles ready, and I got your towel ready. So whenever you come downstairs, and this is a gentle nudge saying, hey, It's time to exercise. Let's do this. Come on. If you don't have anybody nudging you, set a timer on your phone. If you have somebody else nudging you, have them nudge you to do it together. So plan exercise in your day. And if possible, like we do, include others, like your kids. I'm sure your kids need a break, so go outside and play catch. Or I don't know how old your kids are, but do something physical with them. I know we can't go to playgrounds if your kids are playground age, but that's okay. You can still go outside and you can do sprint workouts on the street, or you can take the next stairs and do stair runs. There's always something to do. As you can tell, exercise is definitely something I absolutely love, 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 love. So think about it. Everybody needs a break. And if it's just you need a break. Go for a walk. Go for a strength training workout. Do a body workout. Go over to my YouTube channel at Heike Yates. Grab some of those videos I made, the 3-minute videos, and bust out a couple of those, and you're good to go. So plan it in your day. Include others in your day. And exercise is so important for you to release those positive endorphins. So I encourage you to create a positive experience through exercise. Why do I say this? Because there are people who rather not exercise. They can't find the benefit or feel the benefit of exercise. They feel it's just as good reading a book. They're not motivated, and that's okay. We all have our preferences, but even if you're the person who is the bookworm, go for a walk. Let the sun shine in your face. Dig around in your garden or in a little plot of land that you're planting something on. This is exercise too, but make exercise something that helps you release those positive, happy endorphins, release happiness, get a little sweaty, have some fun running around, doing some cool stuff. And as I said in another episode, is when you run down the street, you may see some friends on the other side of the road or neighbors. Say hi, give them a smile. It will change your happiness. Seth Godin says, we can't change how things are, but we can change how we will approach them today. Isn't that awesome? And this is really what today's episode is about. We can't change how things are, but we can change how we will approach them today. So I want to close this episode by saying, look for happiness in your day within yourself. I want you to think about things like, what brings you joy? What makes you happy? The other day I was on Facebook Live, and a bluebird was screaming at me, trying to make a nest in the bush that I was next to and recording outside. And he or she was really mad at me that I was interfering with her nest making abilities. It made me smile. I was just shaking my head and I said, okay, I'm getting out of here, little bluebird. So think about what brings you joy. And ask yourself, how can you generate your own energy and positivity? How can you generate your own energy and positivity? And I've given you 3 ways to do that. Step away, create mindfulness around your meals, exercise to balance stress. So think about what you can do that for you and that then oozes over to other people. And finally, what positive experiences can you create for the next day? So tomorrow, what can you create that's fun, that's a positive experience, that's exciting? So what I planned for tomorrow? Tomorrow is Friday, and I will go through a level 4 Pilates reformer workout. The whole thing. It's going to take me about an hour and a half, but I'm determined to go through the whole workout tomorrow. And this is my goal that I've set for myself, that 2 times a week, I will go through a large portion of a Pilates workout just for me. I will have my music on and I will breathe and I will do this workout and I will feel so amazing afterwards. So I can't wait to do the entire workout tomorrow. So wish me luck with that. But with that, my friends, I hope you stay well. I'm thinking about you, no matter where you are in the world. Keep happy, keep positive, and I'll be back next week with another episode on the Pursue Your Spark podcast. Please reach out to me on Instagram or on Facebook at Heike Yates or the Pursue Your Spark podcast. And on Facebook, it's Heike Yates Pursue Your Spark. Let me know how this episode helped you, what I can do for you, and how I can help you in any way. Do not be shy, reach out. And with that, I'll see you next time on the show. Ciao.